Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Passion Paradox podcast. My name is Ryan Go, and I'm going to be your host for tonight's episode. Music. It runs through our veins all the time. From the day we are born to the day we die, music is involved in every single second that we live on this planet. The main question tonight is what happens when the legends before us step away from music? Whether they retire, pass away, what happens next? Well, on tonight's episode, I am more than privileged to be joined by an up and coming artist here in the tri state area. And more than that, I am more fortunate to call him one of my closest friends out to date. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, IAJ, baby. How are you feeling today?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a fun day.
Hey, man, I just gotta talk for a minute before we actually start talking about music. The fans gotta know we're Jets boys all in throughout since birth.
Hell yeah. I've been born in that. I got Jets in my blood, bro.
Yeah, we gotta
Love them,
start
man.
talking about that first, not the first one, but the, what is it called? The most recent preseason win against the Panthers.
Oh
I can't
yeah.
lie,
Oh yeah,
that was a
bro.
close one. I was
Oh
watching
my
that on the
goodness.
computer. That had me like tight.
Bro, why did they not score any touchdowns that whole game? It was literally all field goals. But I
Not,
love my kicker Greg Zerline, man. I
yeah,
have him on my fantasy.
bro. The fourth quarter that had me tweaking because they came up way too close, but luckily we
Mm-hmm.
pulled out with the win.
Yo, 3-point W dub. It's a dub, so I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. A win is a win, right?
Basically.
Right. So let's get on with the show and really discuss who you are, why you are that, and all the stuff that have made you today, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
start off, just give the audience a quick bio, introduce yourself. Who are you, bro?
Alright, yo. So my name's IAJ. I'm a 16-year-old artist, born in Newark, New Jersey. Um, I make music a lot of times. And my... oh my god,
It's all good.
my bad.
Ladies
Can
and
we repeat?
gentlemen,
Can we
I'm
repeat? Can
pretty
we
sure
repeat?
this is his first ever podcast show, so we're gonna have
Nah,
to cut him some slack here. We're just gonna
jeez, man.
let the blood flow a little bit,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
All right. Let me repeat. I'm
So
IJ,
let's see.
16-year-old
We know you're
artist.
16. You're from Newark. Where we
Hell yeah.
like? Let's pick up from there.
Man. I make trap music in the underground. I make any type of music really. I'm a very versatile artist. Um, man, music is just done something for me that I can't explain. Music is my passion. Music is my everything. Music explains my life. I use music to talk. I use music to think. I use music to understand. It is such a good art that I feel like we all have, and it's so accessible, but we just don't really fully appreciate it because for someone coming out and actually making the music and knowing the more the details, the actual music itself, I really get to really appreciate what music has done for all of us, especially me, because I feel like if without music, our world would be very different now. So the fact that we have this thing that we could just grasp and use, I feel like it's such a beauty that's so underspoken. So yeah, that's basically me and my thoughts on music. I love music. It's everything.
I really agree with literally all of the points that you made, especially the one where you said how music is involved with literally everything that we do. It's so integrated to all of our cultures, no matter what background you have, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. It's all worked into our lives different ways, but we all feel it in the same emotion, you know? And you expressed that music is the medium of art that you're able to express how you think, express your emotions to the audience that is listening. What made you choose music rather than other mediums of art such as painting, drawing, other stuff like that?
Man, yo, I suck at drawing. I suck ass at drawing. I am so trash. I am so trash. I cannot draw for shit. But drawing, nah. Um, music, it separates itself from something that you could actually like vibe with. It is something you
Right.
could like not relate, but you could follow along. it's not just a picture where you're just looking at it. Like I could appreciate a picture. I could appreciate a picture. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. A good picture's a good picture.
Mm-hmm.
But a song can express so many different things that someone like me who's socially awkward can just express way much better than like anything else. Like I just feel like music is such a good language and no one talks about it. No one talks about how it's an actual language except for a form of media, in my opinion.
Right, and I think that's the thing that makes it so I don't even want to make like say that it's so popular. I would argue that it is the most popular form of art or medium of art because of how much it can resonate with the listener. Because as humans, we have such diverse, spectrums of emotions that we can go through even in a given day, right? You can start off in the morning, wake up real happy, and then 8 hours later, you're down in the dumps. And I think the beautiful part about music is that there's literally a genre, a song, an artist, whatever it may be, for every type of emotion that a person can feel. So I don't know if you could agree on that, but that's
Hell
my
yeah.
stand.
Hell yeah, man. I feel like music is so accessible for anybody, man. I feel like I know you ever watched the interview with Seth Rogen and other guy's name I forgot. Basically, they basically go to fucking North Korea and they become friends with Kim Jong Un. Kim Jong Un is a secret Taylor Swift fan in that movie,
Is he?
and he is. He literally there's a scene where they're both in the tank. Seth Rogen and actually not Seth Rogen, the other guy, the other main character. He's in the tank with with Kim Jong Un, and it's not Taylor Swift. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's Katy Perry.
I
It's
think I know the movie you're talking about. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. I've
yes,
seen this
yes.
all over.
It's such a good movie. But yeah, I feel like that just like it makes sense, man. Of course, Kim Jong Un can listen to music that's from the USA. It's such a good thing that we could listen to music from any place, anywhere. Like I could go like, for example, an artist Joey. Joey doesn't have a, I mean, he has a big fan base in the U.S., but man, I looked on in his Instagram and in Europe. Oh my goodness, China, Europe, they love him there. I feel like
Right,
it's so crazy that the parts that we really don't experience because we don't go out and we've never experienced to go to Europe or China, they fuck with the same artists that we know and are born in our states. It's
right.
so fire. It's so
Yeah,
fire. And then someone like and like the ladies of our generation love listening to fucking K-pop and shit.
right.
I
Yeah,
know, I know everybody listens to K-pop. I don't care, but like K-pop's another thing. Like, and then there's this one song on TikTok. It's the he sounds like Conway the Machine, I think his name is. He's an Indian artist. It's like it's popping off. Like streamers are reacting to it. I like it's such with the fact that we could innovate and collab through races, generate not gen- I mean I guess generations, but that's not really the
yeah.
big point.
No, I
But
think I
like
get the point you're trying to say is like music is so universal.
exactly, it's so like reachable that
Mm-hmm.
anyone can make a song with anybody else from any other region. I think that's the coolest thing ever, don't you think? Like,
Right. No, yeah, I totally agree. And there's one point that you mentioned earlier that I really want to stick on because it's something that I've been thinking about a lot, especially in the scope of trap music, rap music, all of the surrounding genres and that. So we know about all of these really famous music festivals, whether it be Rolling Loud, Lollapalooza, all of these
oh yeah.
different music festivals. Now, there's one thing that I've really taken notice, whether it's through social media, the artists themselves posting it on their own accounts. I want to hear your opinion on this as an artist because I'm not an artist. I don't make music like he does. But what I've taken note of is music listeners in Europe and Asia, and most notably, or recently, should I say, South America, when it comes to these music festivals, they give a better reception and give better feedback to the artist performing. And the one example that I want to give is Travis Scott. So, if you follow Travis Scott at all, he's on his Cactus Jack tour or the
Hmm.
Utopia tour, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And right now, I believe he's currently in Europe, And if you look into his Instagram, the crowd noises and like the crowd, I guess, energy overall is like 10 times higher in Europe, Asia, wherever he's performing rather than the States. So that's what I'm trying to like discover is, like you said, they're born in our country. Like Travis was born in Houston, but like it seems that people across the Atlantic are enjoying his music rather than his own people here in America.
This is such a good question, Ryan. This is such a good question because I have such a strong feeling about this thing too.
Really?
So basically, what I think is that it relates to sports because when you look at soccer in Europe, World Cup, how much people watch the World Cup?
Right,
Everyone,
billions, yeah.
literally everyone. USA sports really, really like globally watched, but compared to to soccer in Europe, it is so crazy. It is so crazy that they have so much energy in them stadiums. I'd be like, what the heck, bro? Like, how do they get so like hyped up for this? Like,
Right,
I'm
yeah.
a I'm a I'm a big football fan. I jump when there's a touchdown,
Yeah.
but man,
You see
these
them
people
ultras?
go ham.
Do you know what I'm
You
talking
said
about when I
what?
say ultras? Like the fan culture there is so crazy because like I think it has to do with the roots of their team because especially when you follow European soccer or football, whatever you guys want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Like their teams, they never, this is the cause of it, what I think at least, they never really relocate. Like once a team is established in a certain country or city, it's there forever, bro. Like you
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of these teams, whether it be the NFL, MLB, whatever, right? They're in comparison to like European teams, right? They're quite recent, like 1800s, 1900s. But if you look into European football, European soccer, whatever, right, or generally any other sport in Europe, they're from like the 1800s. It's
Mm-hmm.
so old and it's so rooted in the culture of the cities that they're hosted in. I think that plays into effect as to why the fan culture there is a lot like, it's more vibrant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That runs through the blood. The team runs through their blood. I swear to you, my grandpa never watched football, but my dad watched football. He was a Green Bay Packer fan, and then when Brett Favre got traded to the Jets, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Jets fan now." So when
Right.
I was born, I was a Jets fan, and I've been a Jets fan my whole life.
Yeah, it's one of
Man,
those things.
exactly. It's just like that, but it's way bigger for them. Like for
Yeah.
them, it's a necessity. If I really didn't want to, I could have not chose football. But I love football.
Right.
For them, it's locked in. It's a straight locked in. You're no matter what, you're gonna be a football fan if you live in Europe.
Exactly.
Most definitely. I feel like it. If you're not, I mean, yeah, obviously not
I don't even know if
everybody.
that's an opinion. That might be fact, especially over in Europe. That is their
Exactly.
NFL, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm so like it's so baffling that they get locked like that. And it relates back to the music.
Right.
Like Travis Scott coming from Houston, the music being so accessible for everybody to listen, it just makes everything so easier to listen to Travis Scott. So that when Travis Scott goes to your country, though that energy that you root from the sports, you could root into a concert.
Exactly.
The passion, the love, it is perfect. It is perfect for like they both perfectly like cannot compare. Like like yin yang, like they're one and the
They
same.
correlate
Like
with
they're
one another.
yeah,
I
there
know
you
what
go.
you
That's the
mean.
word.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
yeah.
go. That's the word.
Right.
My bad.
All good,
But
all
yeah,
good.
but yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I see.
I
That's
like
a
that.
really great take on that. So let's take it all the way back to the beginning of your music career, right? Because not not many people really understand the fact as when you go and branch out into your own career in music, it's actually a lot bigger of a step than a lot of other people would think. Because the very linear, traditional thought is go to school, go to college, get your degree, go work 9 to 5, retire, die, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that music and becoming an artist in whatever genre, I don't care, just starting in music in general, is one of the biggest entrepreneurial types of pathways that you can take in life. So my question to you, bro, is what first inspired you to actually take that beaten path and start a music career?
Oh man, it all goes back to that one man, The greatest rapper of all time.
Oh, here we
X
go.
X X Tentacion. I swear to God, that
Oh,
man made generations. You cannot battle me about this. X is the greatest rapper of all time. He 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 gave the youth everything. He walked so you could run. He walked so you could run. He
that's
walked
a
so I could
heavy
run.
take.
I swear to you, man. X did something for all the kids that were coming up 2007, 2006, 2005, that little range. X was so just powerful. Everybody talks about X because he is the man. He's the man. Like you think about music underground, you think of underground music. You're not thinking of Cardi. I mean, you
Right.
could, I guess.
I guess
You
his
really
earlier
you
SoundCloud days, but still X, dude.
Yeah, it's always X. It's always X.
Yeah.
Underground, SoundCloud, X, X, X. Juice WRLD, I love you, man. But X is just the man. He's the man. And I remember in 2018, 2019, I was in what, sixth grade, fifth grade? And I was in class and they taught me a website called not Sketch, Scratch. Sorry, Scratch.
Scratch. Okay.
Scratch, the coding website with the cat. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I used to go download a beat from YouTube on my school Chromebook. I used to put the beat into Scratch, and then I used to do a voiceover on the
Oh
Sad
my
X beat
goodness.
in 2019. And that was my first songs ever that no one's ever heard, and I don't remember what they are. But yeah,
You
that's the
think
origin of
it's
how
still
I
in the
started.
archive somewhere?
No, it's nowhere. It's
No.
actually, yeah, nah, it's not. They banned Scratch. Nah, it's nah.
I see, bro. Well, to say X is the greatest rapper of all time, like I just said, that's a really heavy take. What impact has he made for you that other rappers in this generation or the past generation, what impact has he made that no one else has been able to replicate for you?
Man, I can't give you like a confident answer on that because X was so like crazy and so like so fire. Like it is like I nothing really like stood out, but I was just instantly there. It
Hmm.
wasn't anything about him. I was just there. Like I had to be there for the music.
Do you
I
think it
like
was just by chance because you were able to listen to him as he was coming up, or was something about him specifically, right? Was something about him able to resonate with you directly?
What's cool is the come up. The come up is a bonus. The
Mhm.
come up is a bonus. Being an early fan, I was a fan when Members 3 Volume came out. That was the first time I ever heard of X Song. Um, that era, it was so fire to go through his songs and just like listen to these songs, and then go like deeper and finding more songs from all
Mhm.
his things. And I just loved every single thing. And then he continuously dropped music, so I was getting music more and more and more. This was
Right.
before Jocelyn Flores
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
the 17 album. When 17 dropped, I fell to my knees. Actually, was it before? Actually, I do not remember that. I do not remember, but I listened. But man, anyway, um, I feel like that's a bonus compared to him as a person
Mhm.
because I did follow him on Instagram. My mom, I had an Instagram called crazy underscore YT. I think that's what it was called.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It was like 2018. I was like six, not six. I was like 10.
Mhm.
And I followed Ski Mask and X, and I saw the Helping Hand challenge video. The music, obviously, let's not forget about the music. I'm like trying to talk about everything first. That's not the music because the music's the best part.
Right.
But um, him as a person was also so like cool because he was funny. I would watch like meme compilations of him. I'd watch videos of him fighting people. I mean, he was just the coolest. He
Right.
was like he had his hair was half blonde, half brown,
Yeah.
or black. Like, come on, man. If that's not an eye-catching person, I mean, like, man, Lil Pump. Remember Lil Pump? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the same effect. It's the same
Both of them
effect.
always had to make like
Mm-hmm.
some type of
Crazy
statement.
ass look.
Right.
Crazy ass look with the fit. It was crazy. But yeah, I feel like that the come up and then the music, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I won't even speak about the music because you already know. Everybody knows the
Right.
music. Everybody knows the music. But
Everyone.
yeah, everyone. The
Because
music
people tend
is.
to overlook how much influence he has over rappers that are active still today.
Mm-hmm. It
So,
is crazy. It is crazy. There's so much artists that came up, like Slump Six,
Mm-hmm.
Tana. I think because I watched the interview. Tana, Slump. Those are just the two I know
Right.
of me in my head. But
But there's definitely
but
countless
there's
others.
100%. Because if I came up, not I haven't came up, but if I came out making music because of X, I know damn well everybody else was doing it.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. And one thing that you touched on was how like his statement and overall uniqueness was able to connect with an audience that previously has not been able to be tapped into any other artist that was within the realm of rap and trap music like that. And one thing that I'm noticing with all of the artists that he was able to influence over the years is that they're predominantly in the underground scene as opposed to the mainstream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing in comparison that I want to touch on is because it resonated with you so much, it has to be taken into account that X was, and I would say, in my opinion, up until the day he died, may rest in peace, he was still an underground rapper, right?
Oh, that's such a hard question because that's March he dropped the album.
Mm-hmm.
It got number 1 after he died though.
Yeah.
It reached number 1 for the first time after he died. I think it went like top 5. I think before he died.
Right.
I think like top 3. But man, um, you know, yeah. Honestly, I feel like he was more mainstream than underground
Interesting.
because
Okay.
you had shout outs like Kendrick Lamar on Twitter
Right.
saying that your album 17 is raw feelings.
I
Raw
see.
fe- Kendrick Lamar talking about an album like that, it's
Exactly.
crazy.
Talking about
You
resonation with
you
the
weren't in jail right
audience.
now, but brother, you were in jail. Actually, I don't
Yeah.
know if he was in jail during this time of the album, but like man, like this, you just came out of jail or you still in jail. It is crazy that X had this like cult fan base that just pushed him all the way to the top.
Right.
It is fine. And that is what everybody wants in this rap mainstream or underground. Sorry, the rap underground now.
Is that
Everybody,
extremely
every
loyalist type of fan base,
that
right?
loyal fan base, that is the one thing. Once you grab that loyal fan base, it is up for you. I'm telling you, man. Once you get that loyal fan base, you are going to just skyrocket because
Right.
They're gonna push you heavy
Mm-hmm.
because that's how music grows.
Exactly.
Music,
It all
it just
starts with the fans
it
because
all starts
without
with
the
the
fans, you're
fan.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this brings me on to my next question, the one question that I really wanted to ask you personally, right? Forget all of
Mm-hmm.
the podcast stuff, all the business stuff, all the music stuff. Which segment of rap has a better fan base, the mainstream or the underground scene?
This man, oh my god. Okay, so there's so much more fans in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one thing they have above the underground because the underground will die for the artist,
It's
and
quality
so
over
will the
quantity.
mainstream. Exactly. Underground has so much more artists compared to like the mainstream where you have like okay, you have the weekend.
Yeah.
In terms of like it's like the Pokemon question where it's like all the Pokemon in the world are like a billion lines.
Yeah.
The billion lines are the underground.
Mm-hmm.
They're strong. They're very strong, but then you have like the Pokemon, which are like the greatest.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But people still question that, right? People
Mm-hmm.
still that's a question. Who wins that? Who wins that?
Exactly.
Because because it it just matters on that one fan because at the end of the day, you are you as a person. So you could really fuck with whatever music you want.
Right. It really does
Like
come down to the individual, and
exactly individual. Yeah.
I don't think that this question is ever gonna have a solid answer, like
Exactly. Yeah.
even in
100%.
30, 40 years, because we have to realize, even on speaking on this like live, that both segments of the rap scene, they have different types of people with different types of backgrounds, so you can't really categorize one under the other, because what if there's a case where there's an individual that messes both with the mainstream and the underground, which one is better for them and then the other person? So it's really subjective, but I would still have to agree with you that the underground scene like I said earlier, quality over quantity, man. Like, even though the mainstream scene has, I would say, multiples more of fans for the respective artists, even
Hmm.
though they may have less fans in the underground, they're still so loyal to that one artist because not only do they resonate with the music, they like that artist enough to the point where they want to promote that artist up into the mainstream so that they can really succeed,
Oh yeah.
right?
And that leads me. I just want to take over real quick
Yeah.
for 1 second because I have to also mention the gatekeeping
Mhm.
that a lot of these fans in the underground do because I feel like that's such an important question. I don't know if that was one of your questions,
Oh, we're getting
but
to it.
uh, but but my bad. But I just have to talk about
Nah,
it
no
now because
worries.
I have a strong, very strong feeling about gatekeeping.
Mhm.
I feel like as an artist too, because I would love for my fans to gatekeep. I'm not gonna lie, because
Really?
you know why? You know why? Because to attempt to gatekeep, they're gonna leak. They're gonna grab. They're
Mhm.
like leeches. This is how the underground works. The underground makes you harvest your artists and then get you to post them at the same time, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
you're like, because I've did the same thing with so many of my favorite artists, Ian, um, Okmar, Shay. Oh my goodness, man, it is crazy. It is crazy. I just can't. Like, why? Why gatekeep? Why
Right.
gatekeep?
I like the fact that you brought up Ian because I remember looking on your Instagram stories. I was like, bro, who is this kid, right? And then in a matter of like 2.5 months, he blew up, bro. Like, skyrocketed. I don't know if you would consider him mainstream. I don't know if he's there quite yet, but he's right on the line between the two.
100%.
Because the fact that he was able to grow that exponentially within that short period of time, it leads me on to think, and it actually is my next question, right? I have a theory as to how he got his fans so fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
TikTok.
100%. 100%.
Okay. So what I want to ask you is because there's a whole, I don't want to say a live and ongoing debate, but it's just here and there I see in comment sections. It's like, so and so got TikTokified. This song got TikTokified. Do you think it is good or bad to have an artist or their discography as a whole be promoted and pushed through TikTok? Because I see it as a net positive thing because they get more streams, they get more fans, they get more love for the craft. I mean, for the art that they are able to make themselves. But a lot of people also have the other side of the coin where it's like, now the fans won't actually be true and authentic because they only heard him on TikTok. They weren't here for his come up story. They weren't here for, when he started out with nothing. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
So before I made music, I was obviously gatekeeping rappers and stuff.
Right.
Um, I love gatekeeping. I love gatekeeping. I love gatekeeping because because like it's your artist that you could like that you could just like you could put niggas on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love putting people on. I love putting people on. That is my one thing. I'm so not selfish with my music. Even though I say I'm gonna gatekeep, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
gatekeep. I
There's a sense
spread.
of pride in doing that too.
Exactly. It's such a prideful thing. So I feel like as if you could brag that you were there first and you put people on, but you don't have to be rude about it, or you just don't really have to compare yourself to the other person who found the artist. If they're listening to the artist, they're gonna listen to the old music if they really
Right.
want to be a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they will, if you give them time, they will become a fan and they will know the discography. I feel like that's so cool. I feel that's so cool because like I have a lot of kids in my school don't listen to underground, and I've put on underground music. My friend Justin, if you're hearing this, you're a bitch. Um,
I'll make sure to send
uh,
this right to him with the
fucking
timestamp.
no, not our Justin, not our Justin. Please don't, please
I know,
no,
I
no,
know,
no, not, not
I
that
know,
one, not
I
that
know,
one.
I know you were just.
Okay. Bro, Justin, bro, I put him on summers like in 2022 in our
Summers, bro.
class.
Holy.
This was like 2020, beginning of 2022,
Yeah.
like January, and he was like saying, "Oh, he's like trash." And then, like a month ago, he sent me a snap with the same song I showed him, and I was telling him it was like the greatest musical masterpiece I've heard in my ears. And he was listening to it, and he sent me a snap, and I was like, "Brother, I put you on this shit
Yeah,
like
you
2 years
put him
ago.
on that same
Brother,
song.
I put you on this shit, and you were hating, and now you're trying to like that's the one thing where I feel like you can make a joke about it. You don't have to be too serious. I think you could just joke about like being there, being not. The community itself is so cool. It's just the toxic people that fuck it up with the gatekeeping, but like to like a weirdness level. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, and
So
circling back to your own personal music career, like I remember when you when you released ABC, bro. I
nah.
remember staying up until like 1 a.m. and you did a
Mm-hmm.
live listening party in our VC, and we loved it, bro. Like
Oh my
I don't
god.
know if I can say truthfully for the others, but like I genuinely messed with it hard. And like I don't know if you remember, but literally the morning after, bro, like I don't know if anyone's gonna get the references that I'm saying, but when you go on Snapchat and you go to those discovery stories, there's always that one like shameless promoter that's like, "Do you
Hell
like listening
yeah.
to Cardi? Well, you'll like
Yup.
listening to blah blah blah." And I copied that template, and people fell for it. They were like clicking, "Yeah, I love Summers. I
Hell
love I
yeah.
love Slum Six." I was like, "Well, then you'll love IAJ." And then I monitored how many plays he was getting throughout the day, and it like I don't want to say skyrocketed, right? It I don't want to over exaggerate just to make it look cool, but it went from like a couple hundred, and I think it hit 1,000 that same night,
Are you
and then
serious?
and then it just kept going up and up and up,
I
and
remember
then
it coming up, bro.
right, and then the ironic thing is you deleted it. So he
Oh
IJ
my
he
goodness.
deleted the entire album. To this day, I I personally I don't know if the others in our friend group would know. I still don't know why, but like I would think that ABC is one of the like the highlight moments of his music career because of how much it really I guess outreach to a certain audience for the first time, because that was the first time I saw on his SoundCloud page that it really reached a large number of people, right? So I guess the appropriate question to you, because you're the artist yourself, what has been the accomplishment that you are most proud of in your own music?
Man, I think just evolving. I think just evolving. I think evolving is the best thing
Mm-hmm.
about music, in my opinion. Because like I remember when I made ABC, I was so garbage. I was so garbage. I don't know how you guys like that album. I was so garbage. But it did have some moments. It had some moments. I love
It
that
did.
album because it had its like sentimental moments that we could all remember.
Mm-hmm.
But as a group, because you guys were there. So I had made ABC, and I was just like at the time it was so fun because I was just making music and actually sounding listenable. Now
Mm-hmm.
listenable can mean a lot of things. For
Yeah.
me, listenable is the beat is good.
The beat
That's
is
what my
good. Yeah, so it does, the vocals don't matter to you.
yeah. It was listenable. ABC was listenable.
Okay.
But but it had its moments, like I said. When I made Old Me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, let me just
Old Me,
mention.
that's a throwback,
Sorry,
bro.
sorry, 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 sorry. Let's not even mention Old Me real quick. Let me
Yeah.
mention Relapse because Relapse was my
Relapse.
first hit. Relapse was my first quote unquote. I'm doing quote fingers right now.
Yeah.
Hit because for me it was my biggest song at the time.
Yeah.
I had so much people who liked that song. I had 900 plays on that right now, I think. Compared to like my other songs, 900 people fucked with that one. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I like that one. My cousins all like that one. I was like surprised. I was like, what the fuck? I'm
Right.
actually making like sonical music that
Yeah. That
people
people
I'm
actually
related to.
like. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this was my first taste. I was like, I was looking it up. I was looking it up for the first time.
Uh-huh.
But but after that, Old Me happened. I made Old Me with my boy Rituals. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but Rituals sent me an open. I did the verse. He didn't post the song, so he sent it to me. He was like, "You want to post it?" I was like, "Shit, bet." So I posted it on my account. Um, that was my favorite song at the time for a minute, for a straight minute, man. Old Me was so good. Listen to Old Me if you haven't, because Old Me's fire. You can listen to Relapse too if you want.
Yep.
Listen to everything I make. I make good music. They just not put on yet. Um, after
That's
doing
why
those
you're on the
old,
show, bro, to come up.
hell yeah, baby, hell yeah. So I made Old Me. Then I made my biggest song yet. My biggest song with like 7,000 plays.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Owens Fit, and I
Yeah.
remember showing Brian the song like the day before I think, or like 2 days before I dropped the song, and he
Yep.
was like, "Oh my god, I love the build up,"
Mhm.
because the build up was like a 3 out of 4, except for like a 4-4. I think it was. It was like a I don't know how to explain it.
I remember
It was
listening to it and I was like, "Yo, nah, this kid had something here."
mm-hmm, bro.
I think you sent
Um,
it over a Discord DM or was it Instagram DM? You were
no,
like,
I was
"Ryan,
on.
what
I
do you
was
think
sharing
of
my
this?"
screen. I was sharing my screen.
Was this on VC?
Yeah, this on VC.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I shared. Yeah, I shared on VC, and you were like, "Well, why did she fuck with the build up?"
Mhm.
So when the before the beat drop. So after that, that shit blew up. I don't know how the fuck it blew up. I'm guessing it got added to like playlists and people listen to those playlists.
Yeah.
Cause that's my only song that's on playlist, like a lot of playlists
So you
on
can
SoundCloud.
see if a song is being playlisted.
Yeah, yeah, on analytics you can see every
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a good metric to show why your song blew up because
Yeah.
if I didn't have the playlist I would think I just got like spammed,
Right.
but I didn't because it had likes, got comments, added on a lot of fucking playlists and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Oh, so you know if
Um
it's authentic or not. That's nice.
yeah, that was a cool little thing cuz I was like, "Whoa, oh my god, people are adding me to their playlist that I don't know that just like found my song because basically SoundCloud does a related tracks thing where
Right.
it's 3 tracks when you listen to a song or a single on the right side it'll say related tracks
Yeah. Uh
and
huh. When you like
and
open it on the
yep
page.
yeah or when you're clicking on a single song it also does that.
Mhm.
I bet you that's how I got on a lot of people's pages I guess from that because basically it's weird because it judges on the people you listen to.
Yeah.
So I would listen to a lot of like Jalu
Yeah.
and like other people on SoundCloud, and I feel like I got some of Jalu's fans before I even made a song with Jalu
Mhm.
because I was listening to Jalu like 24/7,
Yeah.
and when you see related tracks on a Jalu track, I felt like that's where I got my clicks from compared to like other rappers because other rappers you won't click on that, but like other rappers you do that. That's
Right.
how I find a lot of songs from autoplay stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Nah, yeah, the
So
algorithm was on your
yeah,
favor,
algorithm was
bro.
in my all. Yeah, algorithm hit me right there. I don't know how the fuck that got up, but it did. And yeah, that's my big hit. Um, and then
And the best thing
after
about
that,
like your career, I've been noticing, especially in your sound, is like it is genuinely evolving. Like I know you're not just saying
uh
that just to say it. Like
huh.
every song, guys, once you go to his SoundCloud page and you go to each of his songs, like sort it from oldest to most recent, you will hear the differences in each song that is released more recently and more recently. And what I'm asking is, within the evolution of yourself as an artist, what has been the biggest lesson or biggest takeaway that you've received so far?
Biggest lesson. I feel like being consistent is a great thing. I'm gonna name a couple because I feel like one step isn't enough.
Yeah. Name
I
like
feel
three
like
or five.
yeah. I feel like being consistent is a good thing. Being consistent always gets you plays. People like Laserdisc, Doo-Wop Kane. They had made a song together like last week. It was fire. Uh, who else is consistent? Even though Glock is in jail, he's still consistent. I
Yeah.
don't know how. He's made so much music. People like what's that boy's name? Rio, Free Rio. You know everybody's name. Rio,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
legendary OG, whatever the hell his name is. He is in jail and he's been dropping music.
I
So
don't know
yeah, I feel like
how they do
consistency.
that, bro. That's
Exactly. I
another
know.
topic that we
I
gotta
know how
talk about
Glock.
after.
I know how Glock did it. I know how Glock did it, but I'll leave that for the next topic.
Yeah.
So so people like that are consistent. It just helps you out so much because people want a song and they want more. I understand the pain of liking an artist and then having to wait a minute for them to drop anything new.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Every Cardi
bro,
and Kanye fan.
yeah, and you know this works with Ian too because
Yeah.
Ian had dropped Figure It Out and he didn't drop music for like 2 months after dropping Figure It Out with the Marshawn Lynch bar.
Right.
So everybody was just listening to the old shit, and it was fire. And I'm like, bro, I want new shit. And it
Yeah,
took
we
two
want
months for him to
more
drop
as
one
fans.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, dropped one song, and I was like, it's a great song, but I want more. And then it took like 3 more months to get an album, which it was a long time for someone who had just blew up 6 months ago, 5 months ago,
Right.
to then for finally drop their album. Compared to someone who would have dropped an album like a month into being 1 month, 2 month into blowing up with their hit song. You taking that ability, I mean not taking that ability, but taking that advantage of right when your song blows to drop music consistently is the way to go up.
I see.
In my
Yeah.
opinion. In my opinion. So what did I say? So
So
I
that's
said,
lesson number one, being
yeah, yeah, yeah,
consistent.
being consistent. But I think that also is a lesson too with the dropping as soon as you blow up. I feel like that. I think that's lesson two. Dropping as soon as you blow up,
Yeah.
because that's just so unspoken. Not unspoken, but like it's unknown. There you go.
Like riding the wave, you mean?
Yeah, like literally, right. You're literally surfing the wave. You're
Yeah.
literally surfing the wave. That it's coming to you by you're like by itself. Like it's just coming to you, and you have to see it and just take advantage, like right there.
Right.
So I feel like that's a lesson too. One more lesson. Man, practice, practice, practice. It took me August 5th was 2 years of ABC, which is my first album that no one's listened to because I deleted it a month, like 2 years, like a year ago.
Yeah.
Um, fucking just evolve. You need to evolve. Your old shit's gonna sound like ass, and you're gonna hear it when you're evolving. But
Mm-hmm.
don't stop. Just don't stop because you're gonna slowly hear yourself evolve, and it is the best when you actually sonically sound good.
Yeah.
And now you just need to get the distribution. There you
Distribution.
go,
Yep.
to get out there.
Exactly.
That is the one thing you need to worry about now. You have to make your good music, which you're having fun with. I'm guessing because you love the music, right? I'm guessing
Mm-hmm.
you're not in the music just for the money. You're in the music for the music.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the music for the money,
You're gonna
get the
burn
fuck out
out.
the music.
Yeah.
If you're in the music for the music, keep doing you. I
Mm-hmm.
have a song out, coming out, "Love for the Game." It's a good
Love for the
song. Talk
game.
about that.
We'll
Talk
plug
trash.
that at the end too. Don't worry. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
I dropped that shit right now. How about that? I dropped that shit tonight. I dropped that shit
Along
4 minutes
with the
before it drops.
episode.
So when it drops, I'll drop the song.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think it's a great song.
Now
But
you
yeah,
mentioned distribution as an artist, right? And I guess it would be a valid opinion to say that distribution as you come up as an artist, it does get easier, right? But
hmm
as an artist, and after asking a lot of people that are in the game, I would say that it's inevitable for each artist, no matter what genre you're in, and no matter what you actually try to convey to the audience, there's always going to be a forked road that you're going to encounter, and that is deciding to stay independent as an artist or try to join a label to back you up. So I want to hear your thoughts about that.
yeah. So I'm not gonna name names,
Mm-hmm.
but I have people who have signed contracts that I've known and I've talked to,
Right.
and they've been insanely fucked over,
Yeah.
and their
It's a big
career is not looking
controversy.
good right now.
Right.
And their career is not looking good right now because all their songs are getting deleted because they want to drop, but they
Right.
can't because Spotify won't let them, or
Mm-hmm.
the distribution won't let Spotify upload them. So I say fuck the label. I say stay independent
Right.
because there, there's a lot of people that would fuck with you if you're still independent. There's a lot of independent artists that show them you can make money. I don't care about being the biggest artist of all time. I don't care about that shit. I care about getting me up to where I could fund myself for making this music.
Right. Would you
That's
say
all I want.
that the biggest impact, or not biggest impact, excuse me, but the biggest, I guess, positive to staying independent would be, I guess it would be a lesser distribution, but I guess the more authentic fan base that comes along with it.
100%.
Because I feel
100%.
like staying independent, even though that does put a chip on your shoulder, that is something that a lot of artists wear on their chest with pride, you know?
Mm-hmm. The thing is, when you blow up after your hit, labels are gonna come at you. They're gonna come at you and they're gonna threaten. Not they're gonna like nicely threaten you. They're gonna be like, "Please sign my label. I'm gonna fucking kill you." Not like that.
Right.
But that's basically what they mean.
Because they want a
Please
piece of
sign
the
my
pie.
label.
At the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Exactly. Like once you blow up, they are blood hungry sharks that just want everything.
Right.
So I wouldn't get a label personally, me,
Mm-hmm.
unless I if I ever get a label contract, I'm gonna read it obviously because that's money.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a good contract and I'm not getting fucked over and I actually understand the whole thing, then I will gladly accept if I fuck with the things. But if it's just like a sign and you're trapped for like forever, I'm gonna read the contract. Obviously, I'm gonna say no, and that's what most labels are gonna offer.
Right.
So you're obviously gonna easily spot them out if you read the contract
Yep.
because they're not subtle with it. Wait, they're subtle. What does subtle mean?
They're like, they keep it on the low. They try to sneak it past you.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that on the contracts. It is right there in your face. It is right there in your face.
Right. And I
They will
think
tell you they will fuck you over, but
yeah,
not in like
I
company
think the
words.
saying measure twice and cut once really applies to this, because if you really don't consider your options carefully, and let's say you only have one option, right? Let's say it's literally just one label. If you're not really investigating and really reflecting for yourself how it will benefit you as an artist, and if this is the real and true path that you should be going down, I feel like that has many, many, many negative consequences down the road, despite it looking so good in the beginning.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. Music is so freaking. It's just there's no words for it. There's no words for it because it is so different. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have these issues with other things, and that is the one part of music that really sucks.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shit in the music. There's a lot of shit, but when you find the gold, you're in it to win it.
exactly. No, I totally agree. And like circling back to an earlier topic in our conversation about how music separates itself from other mediums in art, I think it might be the business side and business aspect of it, because there is so much risk, there's so much management, there's so much administration behind the scenes that many fans either have little to no awareness of, or just completely overlook to the fact that they don't think it exists at all. So
Mm-hmm.
people think that it's just, create a song, share it, create a song, share it. But
Yeah.
there's like 50,000 different steps that you have to pass through just to make the song go clear through distribution.
So much of your favorite artists have been stuck in labels, and they either can't say or they have said, but it's so underlooked. Like Uzi was stuck in a label. Um, who else was stuck in the label? Um,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not knowledgeable on this topic as to
yeah.
like
Hold
who's
up.
stuck on it.
Yeah. Uzi Vert was stuck on a label in like 2017. Um, there's another guy that's like slipping in my head. I'm trying to think. That had label problems. I mean, obviously Ken Carson and Opium. That's actually a good one. Ken
Yeah,
Carson, Opium, Lone, all of them. They can't drop. Lone's finally being able to drop on 30th, but they don't drop the music very often,
right.
and that's obviously in Cardi's control because of his mysterious aura thing that he's doing with all.
That's like, I would say that is the biggest negative to signing with the labels, because you almost lose your entire control over your own music that you are creating, right?
Hell
Because
yeah.
you sign with this label, doesn't matter how hard you work on it, doesn't matter when you want to drop, the label has its own agendas, and they're going to stick to that agenda whether you like it or not.
Yep. Freaking what's his name? Bro, you're stuck in my head. Yo, I keep forgetting people. Um, actually, never mind. Just keep going. Keep going, man.
No worries, bro. So now we got the forked road question out of the way, in terms of, an inevitable event that every artist has to encounter in their future. What are your future ideas and projects looking like for your career?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop some soon.
You said "Love for the Game" is the name of the song.
yeah, that's the song coming out. I'll drop. But as for like albums and project, I've been fucking with a lot of different things right now. A lot of weird shit. But it's
It's
gonna
all
sound good when
experimental
it.
though. That's how you
Exactly.
grow as an artist.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just experimenting, getting my sound right. Because at the end of the day, no one's sound will be perfected,
Right.
but I want it to be as close as it can be.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna keep making music for my vote, my personal vote that I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna adapt and I'm gonna get better. And then when I finally feel like I'm ready to make a passionate project that's really something that I really want to care about, whether
Right.
it be rap, indie, or trap, or EDM, whatever the fuck I've been feeling like, because
Mhm.
I've dropped EDM songs, I've dropped sad songs, I drop different shit. I just don't show a lot of different shit sometimes. So once I get my style up, my voice up, I'm getting tonsil surgery in 4 days, so
Right.
my voice is gonna change very weirdly. So we're gonna see how that works with the music, and
Mhm.
if it helps or it makes it trash. If this shit makes my shit trash, I'm quitting as a rapper.
But I guess that's part
But
of your involvement as an artist. You're gonna have to
exactly,
find a
mate.
way
Yeah,
to,
exactly, exactly.
circumnavigate that issue.
I was lying. I'm not even gonna quit. I'm just gonna adapt it basically with it. What you said. I'm just gonna do the
Exactly.
same thing as I've always been doing. So yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna adapt and get going. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna get going. And then when I finally drop, y'all gonna appreciate it. Y'all gonna love it. I'm gonna get a couple fans. I'm gonna get a couple money. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get a I'm gonna get a couple happy life.
That's the real end goal right there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 100%.
Look, IAJ, I can't thank you enough for being on this episode, dude.
Hell yeah,
Like,
bro.
hearing your
It's fun.
backstory and hearing your growth as an artist is genuinely so inspiring, especially since you, as a person, is living proof that anyone from anywhere can really make it. Because, little fact, like this guy, bro, he makes his beats on BandLab. He makes his song on BandLab. You know, it's nothing
Yep.
like
Hell yeah.
these 3,000 an hour room studios. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's making all of this himself. So I need to extend like an extra piece of gratitude and, really commend his work because he's really doing this all on his own. And I think
Hell
that's
yeah.
what makes him him, right?
Hell yeah, Ron. I
So,
appreciate that. Yeah.
of course, bro.
I really
So,
appreciate that.
yeah,
Like you really from like a friend standpoint because not a lot of people like the people in our group
right.
really fully understand why I make music. So I'm glad that
Mhm.
I could actually speak about this because I can't speak to nobody about the way I love music.
Of course,
I
bro.
have nobody to speak to. I got like you guys and that's it. So I'm glad that we could go a little deep dive so I could
Right.
really explain the passion and for really what it is.
Cuz I think what we both discovered was it's more than just music. Like
100%.
this goes way deeper than just
Yep.
songs on your headphones, dude.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So before
That's the
we end
art.
the episode, is there anything else that you would like to say to the people listening right now?
Thank you for Passion Paradox for hosting me. Um, thank you to all the people that are gonna be listening to this. I hope y'all support me in my venture in the music.
What's the song you're about to drop?
Love for the game.
Yes, sir. And
Released
what's your
by
tag on
Katie.
SoundCloud?
Yo IAJ at Yo IAJ or IAJ. Search one of the two, you'll find it right there.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Passion Paradox podcast show. My name is Ryan Go, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.
Trap,
Good night.
trap.